Have you ever wondered how walking with God every day could change your life? Today we're going to talk about something that has the power to transform our lives in ways we never thought possible, and that is walking with God daily. I truly believe that when we make God a priority in our daily lives, everything else falls into place, and we experience a sense of joy, peace, and fulfillment that we've never known before. Let's face it, we all have good intentions when it comes to spending time with God, but somehow, life gets in the way, and before we know it, days turn into weeks, and weeks turn into months, and our spiritual lives start to suffer as a result. The reality is that we're all busy, and it's easy to get distracted by the demands of our daily routines. Our phones are constantly buzzing, our to-do lists are never-ending, and our minds are always racing. It's no wonder that taking time to connect with God often gets pushed to the back burner. I think one of the biggest challenges we face is making time for God. We know we should be praying, reading our Bibles, and reflecting on our spiritual journeys, but somehow, it always seems to get pushed aside. And before we know it, weeks go by, and we feel disconnected from God, and we start to wonder why we're feeling so unfulfilled and restless. Another challenge we face is consistency. We might have a great morning devotion on Monday, but by Tuesday, we're back to our old routines, and God gets pushed to the side once again. We need to find a way to make our spiritual practices a consistent part of our daily lives, something that we can't imagine living without. One of the most effective ways to incorporate faith into our daily routines is through prayer. Prayer is like having a conversation with our best friend, except our friend is the all-knowing, all-powerful God who loves us more than anything. When we take time to pray, we're not just talking to God, we're listening to Him, and that's when the magic happens. One practical way to make prayer a part of our daily routine is to set a specific time and place to pray every day. It could be first thing in the morning, right before bed, or during our lunch break. The key is to make it a habit, something we do without even thinking about it. And then, of course, there's meditation. Meditation is taking time to reflect on God's Word, to think deeply about His promises, and to let His truth sink deep into our hearts. I want to share a personal story with you. There was a time in my life when I was going through a really tough season. I was feeling lost and alone, and I didn't know how to get out of the darkness. But one day, I decided to start setting aside time every morning to pray and reflect on God's Word. It wasn't easy at first. My mind would wander, and I'd find myself thinking about all the things I needed to do that day. But I kept at it, day after day, and slowly but surely, I started to feel God's presence in my life. There are so many Bible verses that talk about the importance of walking with God daily. One of my favorites is Psalm 119 verse 105, which says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." This verse reminds me that when I take time to reflect on God's Word, I'm not walking in darkness, I'm walking in the light, and that light guides me and directs me. Another verse that has had a significant impact on my life is Isaiah 30 verse 21, which says, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" This verse reminds me that God is always speaking to me, always guiding me, and always directing me. In Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. This verse reminds me that when I trust in God, when I lean not on my own understanding, he will make my path straight. He will guide me and direct me, even when I don't know what's ahead. In summary, walking with God daily is not just a nice idea, it's a necessity if we want to experience the abundant life Jesus came to give us. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. When we take time to connect with God, to pray, to meditate, and to reflect on His Word, we experience joy, peace, and fulfillment like never before. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video has inspired you to make walking with God a priority in your daily life. If you have a story about how walking with God has impacted your life, I'd love to hear it in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos for more inspiration on faith and life.